two networks in two different places. Send a packet from a PC on one side to a PC on the other, and it crosses the internet, reaches the far router, and gets dropped. By default, these private networks just can't see each other. WireGuard fixes that. One encrypted tunnel, straight between the two routers, and now both networks behave like a single private LAN. Here it is for real. A PC on site A is trying to ping site B, and the packets are dropping. But the second we enable the WireGuard interface on router 1, instant replies. Every packet is now encrypted and routing securely. By the end of this video, you'll have this exact site-to-site tunnel running on 2 MikroTiks with every command on screen and in the description. Let's build it from zero. Site A is 192.168.10.0/24 network. PC1 is .100, router 1 is .1. Site B is the 192.168.20.0/24 network. PC2 is .100, router 2 is .1. They have to be different networks. That's non-negotiable for routing, and the one address that makes the whole tunnel work is router 1's public IP, 200.9.9.2. Only one router needs a public IP. Router 2 doesn't. It just reaches out to router 1, so it can sit behind NAT or a changing IP. Start on router 1, create the WireGuard interface and set its listen port. WireGuard's default is 13,231, but it can be any port you like. What matters is this: whatever port you set here on router 1's interface is the exact same port you'll point router 2 to later. Now over on router 2, create the WireGuard interface and copy its public key too. Now we have both public keys, and that's everything the routers need to trust each other. Only router 1 has a public IP, so router 2 is the side that reaches out, and that changes how each peer is set up. On router 1, the public side, add router 2 as a peer, but with no endpoint. Router 1 doesn't know where router 2 is, it just waits and learns router 2's address from the incoming handshake. So all we give it is router 2's public key and the LAN behind it, the 192.168.20.0/24 network. No endpoint, no keep alive on this side. Router 1 only listens. Now router 2, the side that calls home. This router needs router 1's public key and the two parts of the endpoint, which are router 1's public IP, 200.9.9.2, and the port. The exact same listen port you set on router 1's interface a moment ago, 13,231. Then add the other router's LAN network and a persistent keep alive, so the tunnel stays open through NAT. That asymmetry is the whole point. One router with a public IP that listens, one router that reaches out. This is the step everyone forgets. A loud address tells WireGuard what it will accept, but the router still needs a route to actually push LAN traffic into the tunnel interface. On router 1, add a route to site B's LAN through the WireGuard interface. And on router 2, a route back to site A's LAN. Notice the gateway is the WireGuard interface itself. There's no next hop IP because the tunnel has no address. Now each router knows. To reach the other site, send it into the tunnel. Only router 1 receives the connection, so the WireGuard port rule goes on router 1. Chain is input. Protocol is UDP, and the destination port is our WireGuard endpoint, 13,231. Jump over to the Action tab and set it to accept. Make sure this sits above your drop rules. Router 2 starts the connection outbound, so it doesn't need this input rule. Let's verify. Print the WireGuard peers and look at last handshake. If it just updated and the bytes are moving, your keys and firewall are correct. That's always the first thing to check. Now the real proof. From PC1 on site A, ping PC2 on site B. Replies. A PC on one network is reaching a PC on a completely different network, and every single packet is encrypted through WireGuard. And that's it. A full site-to-site VPN between 2 MikroTiks with WireGuard. Interface, keys, peers, routes, and firewall, all built from zero and fully verified PC to PC. Every command we used is down in the description. Thanks for watching.